Blog Talk Radio.
Here on January 7th, 2015. You know, it's amazing how used you can get to being away. I was shocked to hear the intro music. It seems like so long since I've heard it, but welcome back to the first show of the new year, 2015. And I want to start off by telling you about a book I'm reading called Sway, S-W-A-Y. I haven't finished, but the focus so far is on fear of loss. So that's what I want to talk about today. There's two authors, and they say that if you have a goal and you suffer a loss and try to recover it instead of simply taking the hit and moving on, there's a good chance you're going to dig yourself into an even bigger hole. And they give one interesting example from a real life, apparently. There's a guy who bought a stock at $47. It dropped down to $42. His broker told him, get out. But he refused. He said he would get out when it went back to $47 because he didn't want to lose any money. So then it went down to $37. And he said he'd get out when it went back to $42. And this went on and on until he lost his shirt. He lost his shirt because he didn't want to take the initial hit for $5 a share. So he hung on to it, and the more money he lost as the stock went down, the less willing he was to accept a loss. And as you know, that's called throwing good money after bad. You have to be willing to take a loss if you want to win. So how does that relate to recruiting? You want to know, right? Well, you have to know when to walk away from a search. Don't you? For a while, you're working on it, and you're going nowhere, so you have to wonder, should I be working on something else instead? But, you know, there's a few reasons you might not ask yourself that, or you might ask yourself, but say, no, I should be working on this, and the number one reason is you've put so much time into it that you don't want it to go to waste. You don't want it to go to waste, so you press on. Another reason is the belief that there's always someone out there. Even if you've spoken to a dozen people who say the job isn't paying enough, there might be thinks it is paying enough. That's what's on your mind. And the last thing you want is to see some other recruiter bringing the right candidate after you walked away from the search and make you look bad, and you don't want to look bad. So you press on. You know, I did a search once for another recruiter, supposedly a friend of mine. He told me it was going to be easy, but it wasn't. It was a sales job, and they wanted someone senior from their own industry, and I'd never worked in that field before, so I had to dig up all the names from scratch. They weren't on LinkedIn, so it wasn't easy. And then when I called these guys, none of them wanted to move. I realized that the search was going nowhere, but I felt I had to press on because I was doing it for a friend. I didn't want to let him down. Finally, I recruited a good, young, inside sales guy. That's the only person I could find, not what they really wanted. And the company, though, they were smart at this point. They accepted him, and it was a great placement. That was a great find. They never would have got him on their own, but it took so long. I don't know if I really made any money. Actually, I didn't because my friend never paid me, but that's another story. Imagine I did get paid. I put in so much time. Was it worth it? Final point. What does that say about retained searches? People are always saying that if you take on a tough search, you better get a retainer. Otherwise, it isn't worth the time. But what I'm saying here is that even if you get paid, it might not be worth the money. But I can tell you something that's going to be worth the money, and that's the time you invest in Jerry. Jerry, what show is this?
This is the first Recruiting Animal Show of 2013!
Jerry, I don't mind if you screw up when you innovate. It's okay.
Hold on a second. Don't you dare disparage me in front of a global audience. If you've got something to say to me, a critique, a little tip, do it after the after show.
Speaking of global, I want to curse those guys who blew up or shot everybody in that French cartoon office.
Hold it. Do not offend anybody, please.
I'm not. Those are killers.
Don't call them that. That's offensive.
Those are killers.
It's offensive.
Okay, I'll get away from that, Jerry.
Oh, my goodness.
Jerry,
why are you going so political right off the bat?
I just read it this morning. I couldn't believe it. It's 2015, and they're still doing it. They're getting worse. Anyway, and I don't mean by them, I mean the killers, okay? That's the only people I mean. The killers, the ISIS, and whatever. Anyway, welcome to 2015. We have, Jerry, an exciting new face is our guest today. But before I get to him, and Jimmy, I know you're there, but before I get to you, you've got plenty of time. Don't worry. We'll be lucky if we can make the whole show interesting. It's an hour long. Before I get to Jimmy, I want to hand out some recruiting animal awards. Actually, only one today, but I'm going to be doing
the Animal Awards show already?
No.
Dude, I'm not even dressed for it.
Okay. No.
You're
what
surprising
I'm going to do is I'm just going to give out awards as it comes to mind. There's a few people, and I'm going to give them out one at a time. So at the beginning of the show, I'll take like 5 minutes or 4 minutes. So you know my policy. Everybody knows if you want a recruiting animal award, I will give you one if you promise to write on all your, literature, award-winning so-and-so. You just have to tell me what you think you deserve the award for, and I'll give it to you. And then you could say, and you can post my badge, and you could call yourself award-winning, okay? So, but there's some awards I like to hand out myself as well. And the first one I'm going to give out this year is to, someone who really attracted my attention, and that is a guy who's been around for a long time, Tim Sackett. He likes to say wild things that get people going. And that, I find that interesting. He tweeted, he says, you know what a sorcerer is? It's someone who can't close a candidate. And that drove people crazy. You know what a sorcerer is? It's someone who can't close a candidate. But I got to tell you something. In a third-party recruiting operation where the recruiter makes the bulk of the money from a place who does most of the work, only makes a little, there's got to be a reason for taking the subordinate role. And what Tim said is often the reason. The researcher is the guy who does the researching, the sourcing, that's a shy person. And the recruiter is a bold, people-facing person. That's the reason, okay? It's not an insult. It's an incentive to move forward. Also, number 2 reason I picked Tim Sackett for an honor, Tim said in an article, okay, just be patient, people. I'll be finished in a minute. Don't make noise, Jerry. Tim Sackett said in an article that vulgar language could be appropriate in some job ads. And I'm sure that absolutely nobody believed him. I didn't. Then all of a sudden, our good friend, Jessica Miller Merrill, posted an employment branding video for a game company that proved Tim Sackett right. And I'm going to play a bit of it for you. Is that okay, Jerry?
Go ahead.
Okay, here it is.
My mom's not listening.
Listen up, Milton fucking Bradley. You don't come here to make the kind of games you play. You come here to make the kind of games she'd play. See, our games are so delightfully adorable that they tickle Missy here till she pees her big girl underpants. Wait, it's a goddamn adorable idea for a game. What the fuck do I need you for?
What? I can't believe you played that.
That was
Have you no decency?
Jerry, I cut out the worst part. I
cut
out the worst part. But listen, the point is, I got to prove it. Tim Sackett was right. Everybody else was wrong. Okay, finally, Tim...
No, Tim Sackett wasn't right. Everybody was wrong. that works in such a limited crowd. I mean, nudity probably works for the porn industry recruiting too. But I mean, you're going to now say, gosh,
Jerry, that's for game developers. Okay, they're not such a thin slice of the market. Those are real people. Come on, I thought he was a visionary. Nobody else
Great.
saw that coming. Okay, finally, I just wanted to, in case you think I'm sucking up, Nisha, the HR buddy, interviewed Tim. He's on again today, but she interviewed Tim Sackett on November 18th on the Drive-Thru HR show, and I thought, he didn't pull any punches, and he talked about payola in the recruiting software business, and I'm going to play a short clip from that as well. Okay, here goes.
Yeah. And then you have this kind of, I don't even know how to classify it, because I guess from the corporate side, I would say it's that dirty little secret within the HR tech industry, which is this analyst market, right? But there's all these analyst firms that come out with their best products, or their recommended kind of products, and they tell people like, hey, this, none of these vendors paid to be on this list, and blah blah blah. But the reality is, if you pull back the curtain far enough, all of those vendors, have engaged those analyst firms in some way or another in a paid manner.
Okay, so I thought he hit the spot a number of times, and that's why I gave him an award. Okay, congratulations.
And what award was it?
I don't know, like best writer of the year, or one of the best writers. I think I like top writer. I don't know what
you got to know what the award is you're given.
Top of the
Dude,
pop.
You're not ready for this, man.
Yeah, well, see, there's going to be somebody else next week that's in the same category who I think also deserves an award. And I don't want to say one's better than the other.
All right, you're losing James here.
Okay, Jimmy, are you still on the show? Are you still here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, great. Okay, yeah, I can hear you. And your last name should be changed. It's something like Chmielinkski or something. How do you say it?
That's right. It's Chmielinkski. You got it. You did it well. Good job.
Spell it, please. Spell it, please.
Yeah.
Spell it.
It's spelled Chmielinkski.
Yeah. Why don't you change that to Smiley?
Yeah.
Smiley.
I need something else.
Yeah, Jim Smiley. Jim Smiley.
C.
That should be your name.
It's Jim Smiley.
We keep it simple. We can just try to say C. Most people, once they figure it out, it sticks with them, but I usually start them off.
You know how many times I had to look it up to spell it? Don't tell me it's going to stick with me, Chmielinkski. Okay? Even when I can say it, I can't spell it, Chmielinkski.
Well, you're not going to get rid of
Jimmy
me.
C.
So.
I'll bet you everybody just calls you Jimmy C. Or when you were in school, in public school, and in the list, the attendance list, they always screwed up when they got to your name, and everybody looked at you, and you started blushing. Foreigner. Okay?
Maybe.
Yep.
Okay, are you ready to sing?
I liked it. Let's do it.
Are you ready to sing?
I am
Are you
not
ready
going
to
to sing. I had asked kindly for you to play the song, or you can sing it to me if you'd like.
You're going to sing.
Okay, well, let's get through the show.
And you're going to like it.
My baby takes the morning train. He works from 9 to 5, and then he takes another home again to find me. Pretty damn good, that!
Congratulations.
Very nice.
That was great, guys. That was great.
Okay, what's up next?
Get the bloody hell are you?
Who the bloody hell are you? Can you tell us in 30 seconds?
Sure. I am a staffing professional, grew up in a staffing family, and have slowly worked my way over to the hybrid side of the business between technology and staffing. But we talk about innovation here.
What's the hybrid side of the business? I've never heard of that.
You know what, Jerry? Let me, Jerry. I was glad you interrupted. That's the most baloney, BS introduction
hybrid
I've
side
ever heard.
of the business.
Come on.
It's kind of hard to take someone serious, though.
Hold on.
Why are
your
we still
mom and
using
dad
landlines?
had a recruiting company. You used to be a recruiter working with your family, and now you've got some recruiting software, and you're running a little company. Is that more honest and straightforward and easy to understand? Look, everything you say doesn't have to sound like your last name. Incomprehensible, okay? On this show, we want to know what you're talking about. Smarten up, okay?
Jimmy, we're here to help you. We're here to help you. Don't fight us. Don't battle us here.
I'm not, but I got a question for you guys. If we're supposed to be talking about the future of recruiting, why are we still calling into landline? Do you not know how to use Google Hangouts? Do you want me to teach you? We should set this up as a video framework.
Dude, I will have a landline until they pry it from my fingers, okay?
Are you the sorcerer of the radio recruiting world?
Hold on a second. I am everything. You cannot beat the phone quality of a landline. And until they cut the service to my home and force me to some other secondary quality, you can't beat this. Google Hangouts?
So you're saying that you could build a relationship better with audio than you can with video and human interaction?
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that most people do feel that way. And that's what I'm talking about is this industry needs to be innovative and start looking to the future with new technology.
Let me ask you something, Jimmy. Let me ask you something. I've been on many a hangout, and Jerry, this is one of Jerry's regular complaints. What's so engaging about seeing a bunch of people in little squares at the bottom of the page just sitting there like dummies? What's engaging about that? Can you tell me?
Yeah, I can tell you. I think what happens when people are on the phone is they've got all these different antics that are happening behind the scenes, and it makes you focus, and you have to have the awareness and the intensity that you have when you're in a face-to-face meeting.
Jimmy.
I don't even understand
I can tell you're not on a good phone, and Jerry is, okay? That answers the question. You're not on a good phone, and we know it. So don't tell us about landlines. Don't deride landlines to me, okay?
Okay. Well, let's talk about the real conversation here.
No,
let's talk about
you.
No, let this guy go with it. Let's just.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, man. Let him do his thing. It'll only last a few minutes.
Listen, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about me, but I think I'd rather focus on some of the people I admire in this industry, and that'll give you a good slice of what I'm about. And
all right.
There's a couple people, okay? So first off, on my list of mentors I've been working with over the last year, Steve Levy. I consider him to be the Abraham Lincoln of the staffing industry. He's the master question asker, and he is very honest, and I really respect him. Kevin Jones from APR Consulting. He's a master relationship guy. You want to connect with him.
What is this, an award show?
Of course.
I already gave out the
Hold on, I got a couple more.
I already gave it out.
No, hold on. Just let him go, man. Come on.
I got a couple more.
Hey,
okay, I'm almost
Animal,
done.
you've been destroying your show for months now. Give this guy a shot to ruin it.
Okay. All right.
It's only fair.
Obviously, Master Lou Adler, for obvious reasons. An up-and-coming guy who's working at Target right now, Rockney. Check him out. He is going to be the face of the millennial, and he is an awesome relationship guy. A lot of people know who he is.
Here's Steve Levy.
You know, I have my issues with all of them, with recruiting blogs. Jason Davis, I love the guy. I don't like some of the decisions he made. David Manister, same thing. I have his home phone numbers. I love the guy. He knows that I've got his back. Same thing with Jason.
It'll take too long to get to the part where he says there's nothing new. But you've got something new.
He's got something brand new.
I don't want to hear about your heroes. I want to say something that you said on recruiting blogs. You said you were bragging that you had the #1 monthly article for recruiting blogs in December, and then you said there's 17,000 bloggers on their site, and I was #1. But look, okay, how many bloggers posted in December? 10? Okay, 20? Don't try to fool.
I I don't know.
Don't try to pull the wool over our eyes when it comes to social media. We've been around longer than you. We know every social media number is inflated to the moon. About 1% of any number is real. Don't try to talk over me, okay? Don't try to BS us, okay? Jerry got me hesitant about using rough language. Don't BS me with those numbers, with your name.
This is a family show, dude.
With definition.
I'm not trying to intimidate anybody, but if you're feeling intimidated, let's just focus on the topic.
I didn't say I felt intimidated.
I'm not.
Okay. Look, let's go to your article. You said agency fees inhibit innovation. What does that mean?
Oh, no.
So if you've noticed over the last couple decades, we've gone through a couple of boom and busts, and technology's improved, but the problem is that we make a lot of money and we hire and the staffing industry grows, but then by the end of the bubble it bursts and then everybody's, unemployed again or struggling, and it's just this big volatile wave. And what I'm saying is there's so much money that these companies are spending, so much money on staffing services that it becomes so bloated. And that money can be redistributed to invest in new technology like staffing and recruiting software, so that way we have a new paradigm.
You know what?
I
could cut down.
Did he say it's a new paradigm?
That's right. I did.
Oh,
look. I'm so experienced on this show. Let me cut through the verbiage. Okay, you mean that if the company, if the corporations weren't paying agency fees, they could invest in software for the same money that would do the same job or better for less money.
Well, that's what they're doing. I mean, that's the wake-up call. I think what's happening now is that companies are cutting back and building things themselves to find the talent, because as an industry of the last 20 years, all we've done is really innovated with processes and fancy names, but we haven't really advanced anything in technology. And the biggest distinction between today's time and 10 years ago and 20 and 30 years ago are the people that are leading the charge are the ones that are the technology leaders, the Googles, the Amazons. Look at some of the blogs.
Don't waste airtime. Jerry, don't bug me, okay? This guy's talking too much without saying anything. I'll ask another
I still think we need to back up just a little bit and understand his actual practical hands-on recruiting experience. I mean, he's here to solve all of recruiting's problems.
Yeah.
I need to know what qualifies him.
Okay, good question. What recruiting have you done?
Okay, so I got a question back at you. What do you define as performance? Placing people or growing companies, sustainable business, finding the right people?
He wants to know what recruiting
I want to know your...
Answer the question, okay? Answer.
Okay, so 15 years of experience working in agency, full desk, sales, recruiting, technology, MSP, VMS structures, up to $100, $150 million programs.
Wait. So you weren't an office boy for your parents when you were 10 years old?
I left. I helped them. I grew up playing baseball and sports, and when that thing didn't work out, I fell back into the family business. I got away from it as quickly as possible and moved into another company in Vegas. Worked for Bolt.
Wait a minute. How long was that? Because growing up in a family recruiting business is really kind of part of your story. It's one of the main pillars of your story. How long did you work in your family's recruiting agency?
I was supporting them, on an admin basis, probably from the age 10 to 12 years old.
And as a recruiter,
right around 16
why do I have
17.
to beg you to answer that question?
As a recruiter from pretty much, half of my life. I'm 33 right now, so about 16, 17 years old. I was helping my dad, basically do the outreach and what we call today is the sourcing and pre-screening for the recruiting side. And then once I learned how to, put on a suit, then I started interfacing with clients, customers facing.
Animal, this guy's slippery, and I'm just trying to help you pin him down, and he just won't let it happen.
Yeah. What kind of sourcing did you do?
IT technology. So, data processing, quote unquote.
How did you find names? That's what I'm trying to get. I'll let you go as soon as you answer the question. How did you find names? Did you buy lists?
How did I find names?
Yeah.
I headhunted. You do the things that they talk about at Talent 42 and SourceCon, which I think also is a little concerning when we focus on trying to figure out how to gather information and research.
Answer the question, please.
I'm
begging you.
I found information out about different organizations and departments, and then connected the dots and started a narrative and built relationships and built rapport.
Not just me and Jerry.
At
Does
age
anybody
16,
else on the
you
line-
did that.
I'm getting lost in the buzzwords. We've got narratives, outreach.
Michael Cox wants to say something. Michael Cox, step forward.
No, it sounds like he was doing that at the age of 16. I'm just trying to verify if that's true. Or I can't really verify. I just want to hear him say it. That was true.
Okay, yeah, that's why the reason I asked is because 16 years ago, I don't know how much recruiting was being done online. Not that much. Sourcing.
I'm talking about phone. I'm talking about phone work. That was all
phone sourcing. Phone sourcing. You know what? Two
correct.
words would have ended that. Phone sourcing. Mike, Jerry, I did phone sourcing.
Well, Mike,
okay.
Nobody knows what that is anymore.
Everybody
Coca-Cola
knows.
Everybody knows what that is.
The boomers know what it is, but not the millennials, not the generation X or Y.
Okay,
if you call a phone right now, you will not get access to somebody until you have a relationship. You're better off texting. That's the way that you're going to make an impact.
How do you text someone when you don't have their number?
No, it depends on what you say, man.
You don't realize everything pushes to a phone now. It's not a phone anymore. It's not a text message. You send them a message to Google Hangouts, it'll forward through to their text message. It doesn't matter what modality that you use anymore. What's important is that you have a dialogue, an online dialogue that's happening, whether it's through any device. If you understand responsive design, it doesn't matter what device.
Real question. Look, I read your articles. I took some time. I read your articles. I'll ask you clear questions.
Thank you.
You say
Appreciate
the emerging talent acquisition market is labeled at $85 billion. What does that mean? How does that divide up? Who's spending $85 billion? And is that a year, or what are we talking about there?
That is the potential opportunity for the shifting budgets that are being spent on existing staffing services in combination with the actual possibility that exists in the future of this market with the growth and with the technology.
Yeah, okay. In other words, it's not a real figure. You pulled it out of your hat, okay? That's what it sounds like to me. Here's another
I'll
thing
post a link on my Twitter right after this call. I don't want to waste time.
You say organization leaders are fed up with the traditional dogma coming from self-proclaimed recruiting leaders. So I assume that you don't include Steve Levy among them or Lou Adler.
Or yourself. Even though you clearly were all day yesterday.
Who is one of these? Can you name? I know you've been taking shots at Glenn Cappy. Is he one of the self-proclaimed recruiting leaders that you're after?
I'm not going to call out anybody because I think everyone's got some value. But what I can say is that
everyone doesn't have some value. Some people are absolutely worthless, and I'm sick of hearing their blabber. And I'll name names.
Okay, name some names. Let's see. Who do you
not
respect in the industry?
I'm sick of myself. That's where I'm starting. The change starts with me.
Yeah.
Well, you should listen.
I'm sick of you too.
You got to read my upcoming blog. It's called Recruiters Anonymous. I think you'll get something from it.
You know what? Look, we're trying to talk about your existing writing. Don't defer the conversation to something that doesn't exist. Okay, we're not like that. We're not going to fall for it. Okay. You say.
All right. So you want to clear. Do you want a clear message of what I'm about and really where I come from? And
yes,
please.
Yeah, but I don't think you've got it in you.
It's very clear.
Let him go with it, animal.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Things are happening. This is happening. It's real change. It hasn't happened yet. It's not going to destroy the entire recruiting industry as we see it now, but the majority of business is going to operate in a new way. And I'm trying to suggest to the existing hierarchy of the recruiting industry to open up to these new ideas and start embracing them because, listen, people are still paying for fees that are that expensive. You can capitalize on some of this really cool technology that's coming out and still keep those fees at a pretty high level.
Okay, now let me bring you to reality. You said you've got two big recruiting firms, and you yourself have some recruiting technology, and they're using it, and you want us to get aboard before those two global recruiting firms beat the pants off us. I read your articles. I was going to get to that. So you don't want to name those. you don't want to name those companies, so tell us about your product. I'm happy to hear if you can tell. If I probably can tell it better than you can, but why don't you tell us about what you're offering on the market right now? And I admire a young guy.
I'll tell you
who's willing. He's got a project. Just don't tell me it's better than it is. That's all. Go ahead.
I appreciate it, and then thank you for giving me the opportunity.
I like you. See, I put a picture of you there with your shirt off to impress the girls.
Well, you know what?
Website.
Next time you're putting a picture up, make sure it's of my girlfriend first, not of a friend.
There's another pretty girl. There's two. You got so many pretty girls on your Facebook page. I don't know which one to pick. Okay.
Oh boy. All right. So, anyways.
And my guess is your girlfriend has no idea what you actually do for a living. Because I still don't.
You can ask her. I'm not going to go in that direction.
Tell us about your product. Tell us about it's called SPRINGROLE. It's called SPRINGROLE.
SPRINGROLE. Correct, with an ROLE, not an ROLL. And I'm not going to dive into what it actually does, but I'll tell you what the power is in the tool and why it's different. Okay.
Wait a second. I'm going to tell people if you don't want to tell people what it is, I'll tell people what it is, and you correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah.
You correct me if I'm wrong. It's an automated, trusted network referral tool. Okay. There used to be a company 10 years ago named Jobster. I think, as far as I remember, they were the first ones who got into that. I think JobVite did it. Repify did it. I'm sure yours is different. You'll tell us how.
Way different.
What you do is you find people online and you get them to send your job to their friends so that it's coming from someone they trust. And then they get a referral fee, right?
That's the way that it works, but it's really about helping your friend and making a difference, helping a colleague, and you do get a bonus in the process, but it's tapping into that power. As sales, recruiters can be considered sales professionals. We can be considered relationship builders. Ultimately, at the core of it, we manufacture trust. We're sincere about it, right? We build relationships with sincerity, but we figure out a device to connect with people for them to open up. Now, that takes a long time sometimes, right? Sometimes it's real quick. We find a way to connect in whatever form that works. Everybody's different. Everyone's got a special gift. This supplements that with the real thing. We no longer have to manufacture it because we can actually talk to the person that already has the influence that actually can get through to the person, and that's the power of referrals. And we're really just trying to scale that process with communication in all the different methods that people are communicating now, and people will be communicating in the future.
Are you talking like a millennial? Because if so, we don't talk like that here. Okay, we like to get to the point.
I just don't understand. I'm sitting here hung up on the fact that we manufacture trust. That sounds to me like it's some kind of a synthetic fakery. I'm against it. I don't manufacture trust.
Did I offend you?
Frankly, I'm offended.
You're trustworthy.
I'm offended.
Why are you offended?
I don't manufacture trust. That sounds like fakery, like snake oil crap. I mean.
Well, okay. So let me ask you this: Would you be motivated to do what you do if you took money out of the equation?
No.
Who would? That's a stupid question.
Good answer.
So does that then automatically roll into the fact that I'm only doing this for money, and therefore I have to fake trust?
No, he doesn't like that. Money is evil. I got to tell you. Let me help you.
Money's evil.
Before we lose the audience,
This guy's already against the huge fees charged by agencies.
Yeah,
so he's already on the cut fees process, which is step number 1 to going out of business, by the way. little tip from an old guy.
Yeah, but he's going to drive. Tools like his are going to drive you out of business anyway, Jerry. When you can recruit somebody for the price of an ad, why would you pay a headhunter? That's his argument.
Dude, I'm sitting here waiting to be driven out of business.
You want to talk about data? I just did a survey. It's a small population, and the average amount that the general population feels that they should pay to help someone find a job, if they're either in a recruiting industry or not, is less than $50. That is in alignment with some of these newer tools that are coming out. It's not.
What the hell does that have to do with a corporation paying a recruiting fee? How does that relate to what somebody feels they would give their friend to help them find a job?
There's few motivation factors here, but at the core of a business, you have to think about pricing. And staffing is using the cost of business, the cost of vacancy to actually justify their service offering. And that's not a smart strategy. Look at TechCrunch. Look at the article on my Twitter, on my LinkedIn. It says that's the number one mistake. You have to define it off of value. And the community is saying the value of the services that we provide is $50. Period.
Dude, if the value is $50,
brother Jimmy.
Because if the value is $50, then nobody else would pay anything more than $50. Obviously, $25,000 is enough for some people, dude.
Okay, I started talking about this, and you'll see it in my next blog that's coming out. We're coming into a generation that has focused in growing up on a concept that everybody wins, and it's about good nature reasons and motivating factors. Money is not the driving factor.
Frankly, isn't the everybody wins mentality why half of that crowd is still sitting in their mom's basement winning on Xbox?
I don't think so. I think that there's going to be a big partnership between the generations, and millennials, they got something to prove, and they want to do it for the right reasons. Look at the Honest Company. Look at the core values that are generating. By the way, Holly from Zappos, happy birthday, and the Professor, you know who you are in Vegas. But these are companies in Vegas, Zappos, that built a core value system that they're really catching on in the community, and I think it's really big.
Wait a second. I want to know if Stacey Donovan Zappar, who you quote on this pay it forward philosophy, we hate money philosophy, I want to know if she's getting paid $50 or higher. Okay? No way. She makes money.
I have an affinity.
Money, okay? She makes more money than anybody here.
I'm not representing Stacey, and I have an affinity.
I doubt that, Animal.
I love these, but she only has a 20% response rate back to me, so I haven't had the opportunity to really get to know her. But I give her a shout out as the leader.
She makes a lot of money.
I encourage her to check out some of these new tools, being a leader in the industry. I also encourage someone who's boycotted me right now, Larry Hernandez over at Rackspace.
I don't understand all the name dropping here. I really don't understand it.
More people than you and me.
Because
Listen,
I want other people.
Jimmy. Let's come back to one of the things you actually said. 90% of big staffing agencies' growth rest on hiring mismatches to generate business after a guarantee period. Are you kidding?
That's an absolutely ill-informed statement. That is so far from...
Why?
Because it's not true, bro. It's not true.
Why isn't it true?
I would imagine 0.5% of my business is even related to anything close to the category of whatever you just said.
Because we always try to avoid those.
90% of our business is waiting for somebody to get fired so we can refill them?
I don't agree with that. I have
a mismatch.
No, let's let him explain it. Jimmy, explain that one, would you?
Listen, there are a lot of great people, great companies in this industry, but I really feel like there's only about 10% that are really sincere in the business and are in it for the right reasons. There is
what are the right reasons?
Listen, there is so much dysfunction in our industry, and we have new opportunities to
Where are you getting
get rid of it. How many times have people been in a job as a recruiter where they get a mild amount of respect coming in to the job, and always on the way out, there's a damage in reputation or a dysfunction that happens or a scapegoat situation where actual leaders in companies, what if we had a system where technology and recruiting can join together and create this new persona of recruiting?
You've gone so far away. Hold on a second, Animal. He said that 90% of the agency business is an agency waiting for the person that they placed to get fired so they can place another guy in there. That to me can only come from somebody who really doesn't know anything about the recruiting industry.
Listen to this, Jerry. Listen,
it's not a learned assessment. It's a guess about something that you have no idea of any of it.
Okay, here's
You're so far off
say
base.
that.
I
got it from your article. And
I
here's
know.
what else he says. Let me finish. Giant
That's not
staffing
advancing our conversation. Let's talk about something else.
I like that. We point out the hugely, incredibly errant statement he makes, and he says that's not advancing our conversation.
Look, Jimmy, we like you. Okay, wrong idea. We like you.
He's a good guy. Hey, Jim, you're a good guy. I just think that sometimes when you say.
I got to tell you, he's Maureen's boy. She put him forward, and she warned him he was going to have trouble, but she egged him on to come on to the show.
That's okay.
Yeah, but we like you. Don't worry.
We don't want to hurt your feelings.
Even everything you're saying is kind of dumb, and it's hard to understand, okay? So
now that
totally misinformed, man.
Yes, but everything you're saying is dumb and kind of hard to understand.
Now that you've undermined,
it's just totally misinformed.
Here's something
Our
else
egos
you
are in
said.
check
Let me
now.
read your own words back to you. You said giant staffing companies have evolved into organizations fueled by greed with processes that invalidate relationships, lack ethics, and burn employer capital. Okay? So recruits are fueled by greed. This was Maureen likes this. She loves to hear how bad people are.
There are some fundamental issues within the majority of staffing firms, and that's the reason why companies don't survive the booms and the busts. If they did, if they were contributing value, they would survive. But if the core value of a company is to just generate capital and they don't consider the other things that are important, it won't be sustained.
Let me just throw in one thought here.
Okay.
I am in a much better position to survive a boom or a bust by charging a regular fee than I am by charging $50. I can tell you that for sure.
Hold on, I got to tell you, this guy.
Are you concerned? So let's talk about what staffing really is, right? The whole concept and value that we contribute.
No, give him his question here, Animal. No, let him ask the question. Go.
Let me finish.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Look at Lou Adler, right? Talking about solving problems for companies, defining a solution by finding somebody that has a skill that can help a company achieve something. That's the whole core fundamental reason why we exist, because we find talent that can do things for other companies. That is what we're about.
I'm with you.
The focus isn't about sustaining your business of people finding. The focus is about sustaining your client's business. And you can only do that.
But if I do not sustain myself, my clients cannot rely on me in the future. So my customers do understand that I need to be successful.
So you're saying that the only reason that they survive is because of you and your business? You got it backwards. You got it totally backwards.
No.
Yes, you do.
Hold on.
You got it backwards.
Wait a second.
Why do you do it for $50 then? Why not just do it for free and sit around and nibble on nuts and berries that you forage in the fall?
That's good. I like that.
Trust me, with the technology that's out there, a good majority don't even need the help of staffing professionals because
James, you keep on saying a majority this, a majority that, and it's simply just not true. It's not. Because the staffing industry is almost a $3 billion industry. If a majority of companies did not use staffing firms, then there would be no industry. We wouldn't be sitting here talking to you about how we think your ideas are dumb.
But let's not use the word dumb. It's just ill-advised, naive maybe.
The whole core reason that we exist is to help solve problems of our companies so they can increase value and they can grow and they can scale, and then it cycles back and creates more opportunity for us. But
every one of those opportunities you want to charge $50 to
satisfy. I want us to get back to the core of why we're in business and why we're helping companies, and not worry so much about the money factor.
I don't think anybody's forgotten that.
There's three things that run businesses, okay? There's cost, quality, and speed of delivery. Those are the fundamental things that we're being assessed on performance and staffing.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to you bringing this up.
let's start focusing more on the quality and the speed of delivery factors rather than
hold on
cost.
a second, though, Jim.
Okay.
You want to talk about a majority. I mean, that seems to be a word that you're comfortable painting nearly every one of your assessments with.
Well, we're not talking in terms of absolutes. It's a big world out there. I mean, there's a different way to do it for everybody. So I'm going to say majority or minority.
A majority of companies are in no position to hire quickly, rapidly, in a hurry. And you want to throw out this, we can make a placement fast. Most companies are not in any position to hire quickly. It takes all these companies 4 weeks, 6 weeks.
I gotta take a minute. We didn't even tell the guys his Twitter address is Tech Stardust. TECHSTARDUST. Okay. His company is SPRINGROLE. SPRO.
It's not my company.
Spring. It's not your company?
I thought it was your company.
I'm pretty sure his leaders would want to make that clear.
Okay.
Well, no. This isn't. What I'm suggesting.
Oh, you're killing me.
SPRINGROLE. SPRINGROLE and Tech Stardust. He's a good guy, but I got to tell you, your buddy Larry Hernandez. He's on Twitter listening to this show. I asked him to call in. Larry, are you on the line? Be bold. No, I guess
I don't think so. I mentioned it to him.
Larry.
You know Larry?
I know Larry.
Is Lou Adler on the line?
Keep
They're
knocking
both San Antonio boys.
Was Maureen on the line? She said I misquoted her. I misattributed. I lied about her. Okay. I thought she really liked the fact that this guy was accusing recruiters of being venal, nasty, insincere, greedy people. I think that's what she likes. That drama, and that's and that's what Jimmy's all about telling us we are. So I said
I disagree. That's not what I'm saying. I think that, like I said, there's a good majority of people that are in it for the right reasons, and I think we should just evolve. We should really factor in.
Man, what are these right reasons you keep talking about?
Yeah,
here are my reasons: providing an education for my children, providing a home for my wife, making sure that my dog has food every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what the hell? What are these right reasons?
Again. Hold on. He said his little talent app helped Tinder land 2 senior Android engineers in under a week, and you called it our quantum recruiting tech tool. So tell us about your experience with Tinder. Do you want to talk about that? Give us an example of what's going to leave us in the dust.
I'm going to defer the research to be done by each person out there, and there's going to be a lot of data that's coming out over social media, over the website, testimonials. There's a bunch of new stuff that we'll be releasing on Angel Lifts, which will talk about personal experiences related to different types of skill sets.
Don't tell us.
Hey, Jimmy, none of us are going to see that, brother.
Come on the
show. So if you've got anything, don't hold back. This is your shot.
Take ownership and do your due diligence. I'm not going to sell anything here. That's not the point of this show.
Yeah. Okay, here's what you say. Here's something else he says. Legacy staff. Well, let me talk. Legacy staffing is in denial about what is happening right in front of you. And I'm actually the only one who gives a care to clue like-minded staffing professionals into the shift. What are you all going to say when 2 popular global staffing organizations finalize deals using this tool and choose this type of technology nationwide and globally? Okay? So
Can I just ask for a clarification? These 2 global companies haven't chosen this tool? They have some leads?
What do you mean?
Are you saying that these 2 global companies are not users? What?
What I'm saying is that we are finalizing discussions with a couple different companies that have a global reach within the agency business of staffing. Now, there's plenty of other conversations that are happening with recruiting firms, supporting clients, on an independent basis, on an agency. We're looking at some VMS, MSP opportunities on the contracting side of business. there's a lot of fun stuff that's happening. And
Larry
again,
Hernandez,
I prefer everyone to stay plugged
Larry
in.
Hernandez, you're on the line. Larry Hernandez,
what's going on, guys?
Hi, Larry.
Big
How's
Al.
it going?
This is what it takes for you to return a phone call.
Oh my
yes,
God.
Sir. Yes,
Larry,
sir.
do you know Lou Adler?
I have met him, and I have a couple of his books.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Do we know Larry Hernandez?
We just all know Lou Adler, so
I
get on this call.
Larry Hernandez is a baseball player. Who is Larry Hernandez?
Yeah, who is Larry?
I'm just a recruiter from San Antonio, trying to hopefully be a part of this discussion and change the way we do
what's
things.
your feedback? You had our buddy Jimmy here. He said he was trying to get in touch with you. You didn't call him back. Why not?
Well, I'm a busy man.
Yeah, good one.
Okay,
But,
Jimmy, why didn't you use texting or some other means to get him to trust him?
I did.
Don't you do that.
I tried every way except showing up on his doorstep. I figured I'd give him a little privacy, but for some reason he's a busy man. Rackspace is a growing, successful company, and he's one of the best doing what he does. What do you do, Larry?
I haven't had a chance to try the tool yet. That's why I haven't thrown in my input. But I just caught a small chunk of the show. But I mean, there's always going to be really cool tools and platforms that are going to chip away at changing the way we do things. But it's going to be a long ways before the sourcing and recruiting and the consulting pieces is replaced. Not to say that one day it won't. And not to say that at some companies and some teams it's not being kind of chipped away. I think in some corporations the hiring manager now is starting to take over and jump in. I mean, we're asking hiring managers to do the engagement now. Sourcing is finding people, and so many recruiters are bombarding these poor engineers on LinkedIn that they're starting to not check their accounts and go in the dark. So now we're asking our hiring managers to jump
what you're saying, hold on, Larry, let me interrupt. So what you're saying is...
He's right.
No,
You're
but
totally
hold on
right,
a second. Let me finish, okay? It's my show. So what he's saying is that no one's, just like you, he said no one trusts recruiters, so you have to get the hiring managers themselves to get involved. And you're saying, Larry, that you're getting their buddies to do it. So it's a
what he's suggesting is that there's a lot of unqualified professionals in recruiting, and we need to cut them loose. And that's how the reputation is going to evolve. We're going to partner. We're going to get closer to the leaders in companies, to the top technology people within an enterprise, and we can partner with them. Listen, what he's saying, and I saw him at Zappos deliver an excellent message to a large group of staffing of technology professionals working there, and he's the one inspiring and influencing them to actually reach out directly. So our job and our role still exists, but it's going to be supporting and being a support mechanism and a consigliere.
I'm getting confused. I can't. You speak too many speeches, okay? Okay.
Consigliere was a word I heard in there.
That's you, Larry. You're the consigliere.
Yeah, he calls himself Yeah, okay.
And that's
anybody who
charge more than $50 for a hit.
Yeah. Anybody who has it. Go ahead.
No, I'm not saying that this one tool or any other tool, is going to change things. I think things are changing, right? You've got all these, maybe 10, 15 years ago, all these agency recruiters, which I was a part of. We had the edge. We had a huge edge. We had a bigger database. We were hungry. We can move faster. And over the years, I'm not sure exactly when it happened, but if you look at the Googles, Facebook, Apples, Amazons, the teams with hundreds of recruiters, they're all ex-Tech Systems, Robert Half's, and all the other big brand, kind of recruiter-in-a-box type companies. And they've got armies of people. Now we've got all these amazing tools because we've got bigger spend. I mean, we've got the Intellos.
What's your point?
You're
wasting the end of the show. Come on.
Sorry. The point is,
what he's saying.
Things are changing. They're going to continue to change. It's not going to be one magic one tool that ends it all.
Bullet. Okay, but you're on his side. You're on Jimmy's side essentially. Even though you didn't return his call, you're on Jimmy's side against
Can I
us.
ask,
okay.
Is Rackspace one of the 2 future huge global customers of this tool that Jimmy's talking about?
No. Nope.
Didn't even return his call.
Rackspace is web hosting. I'm talking about agency, corporate agency recruiting firms. Enterprise. We're talking about the big guys. The top
recruiters
10,
are going to slit their own throats. Just like Lenin said, he said, the capitalists of the world will hang themselves with their own business or something like
John
that.
Lennon said that?
Yeah. Okay. Now, anybody...
I think the recruiting animal said that.
There's a lot of people on the line. Did anybody not get a chance to talk who would like to talk? I know you'll talk during Jerry's after show, but maybe you'd like to say something during the real show, okay? Anybody want to say something who hasn't spoken yet? Alejandro, you usually got something to say.
No, I'm just absorbing it all.
Riding today. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
listen,
Jimmy,
everybody do your research and let's do a follow-up call after everyone gets.
Oh God.
Sounds like
people call. You
Nobody
got it
wants any more of this.
Follow-up calls happening in about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
we'll have a follow-up text.
Jimmy, you got it backwards. Yeah. People come here to have you tell them in very clear, simple way what's going on, so they don't have to do the research themselves.
No,
okay?
No, that's not how leaders are born. Leaders go do the research, and that's what each of us
do. Don't put me to sleep with this goddamn garbage about leaders and millennials.
People research stuff they're interested in, brother.
You're driving me crazy.
People will
Animal, can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Who is it?
It's Casey.
Go ahead, Casey.
I just wanted
to.
Casey. Hey, I just wanted to ask you, just very simply, what's the difference between your referral platform as opposed to a Job Hook or, one of the many others out there? Is it that you give a bigger bonus? What incentivizes the candidate to dump their friends on your platform?
$50.
Well, the incentive is actually someone who's close to someone they care about, or someone who wants to, quickly connect some small money that they can transfer maybe to a Venmo account or play around money. There's a big social community going around in the transaction business. Look what Snapchat just did. I mean, that was a surprise. And so it's really more about the fundamental values of relationships and helping people make a difference in each other's lives. It's not about
okay, I get that.
Listen, let me finish this. The whole concept behind this quanta movement that's happening is all it takes is for everybody to participate, whether you're a recruiter or not, just a little bit. Right now,
yeah. So you can stop right there.
Well, let me.
Because nobody wants to participate.
Let Casey have the last word, okay? Casey, go ahead.
They will.
The thing is, if I can get $50 or $100, or if I can get $10,000 and like a crate of bacon and like 2 jugs of bourbon for referring somebody, I'm going to go the bacon, bourbon, and money route as opposed to the $50 that I can use to buy a gift card with. And I think that's anybody. They want to help out their friend, but if they can help out their friend and get a stack of money, all the better. I mean, that's how I feel. I feel like that's how most of the people who refer people in my org are.
I think the fundamental shift here is the difference between community and business. And SPRINGROLE is a community tool. We're not only focused on building a business. We're more focused on building a community. And that's the shift. That is the general shift of the younger generations. The people that
I am the younger generation.
No, the people that don't believe in this type of movement happening for the future are not going to survive in this business.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've made that really clear that you feel that way. So, Godspeed to you, sir.
I think I'm gonna make it. I just have this feeling.
I'm gonna make it sometime, maybe this time.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we try doing something different and do a Google Hangout next time?
Maybe. You know what? You should go on. They do on the SourceCon live show. They do a Google Hangout. But right now we're going to go to Jerry's show.
Okay.
I don't stay on, and Jimmy, you can't stay on either. But you're free to listen. Jimmy,
James, I'm good. Thank you for your time.
James Chmielinkski. Okay. Tech Stardust. Thanks,
everybody.
Us.
Appreciate it.
That's easy. Kickstart us on Twitter.
Okay.
I enjoyed having you. I hope you call in again sometime. And here we go.
All right.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Bye-bye.
I'm not much of a singer.
What?
Oh my God.
You know, I don't even know where to get started here.
I'll
that
tell you
dude
where,
knows
Jerry.
nothing
I'm
about
still
our
here.
industry.
I hope he doesn't lose his job. I hope he doesn't lose his job because of this show.
Hey, I thought you were hanging up. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Hanging up. Okay, I'm gone. Goodbye.
Wow.
My guess is he doesn't actually have a job with that company, or is he hired? Is he like on a salary, or is he just like a
founder,
a spokesperson, a celebrity endorsement?
There's some connection. I don't know. I have to do my due diligence.
You have to do your research.
Yeah, you got research it. No, that's what you're here for. Seems like a nice guy. He'd be fun to have a couple beers with. He has no idea what the recruiting industry is even about.
Which sounds strange to me, given the pedigree he stated. I don't know.
His pedigree was fake. Grew up in a family recruiting business. Well,
yeah, but he's been recruiting since 16.
Yeah,
I don't buy it. I think it's a line of crap.
Yeah, like at night.
I don't
and
think
maybe that's where he
actually...
got this whole, man, this is only worth $50.
I don't know.
Or maybe he placed admins. I don't know.
That would be closer to believable, but he was saying he was recruiting
IT
professionals back when he was 15, 16 years of age.
Which would have been the boom, since he's 32. So, I mean, technically he could have. Just set over a bunch of people with job on the resume.
But you think he was creating relationships as he was saying he was?
If I had a system in place, he's missing the whole slower part of the equation. Companies are not prepared to hire somebody today, if you find somebody today and wrap it up today. They're not in a rush. Now, they might think they are. They might be pressing positions that need to be filled, but they're not changing their internal process. He thinks he's got some rapid delivery machine gun placement machine for $50. Sounds great until you actually try to get some traction with it. It's not happening.
Or pay the light bill.
I don't know.
Yeah. But so we've pretty much bashed the tool.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Though.
We didn't really get to talk about the tool, did we?
Yeah, we didn't really talk about the tool, so I don't know if we can completely seal his fate in saying that it sucked.
Wasn't he supposed to be here to tell us about it?
Yes.
But he had some bigger ideas.
He spent a lot of time telling me how we were doomed and everything was ruined because of this thing. But
I
maybe
just didn't understand. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was there to explain a tool to us that's going to put us all out of business because companies are in a hurry. They're sick of recruiters doing it for the wrong reasons, and everybody agrees helping somebody get a job is worth $50.
I don't know.
I wouldn't get somebody a job as a barista for $50.
Mm.
I think in spite of it, I really, if we take all of that away, I think he was a great
sport.
Yeah, I like the fact that he brought all of that and he hung out with it.
He's articulate.
Yeah. He stuck to his guns. I mean.
Oh yeah.
If he would be articulate about actual things, though, I think that would help him out a ton.
Well,
in his professional career. I mean, I can be articulate and talk about fake, like nebulous concepts and big cool words, but
Oh, I'm just saying.
I don't know. I think that's where he loses traction when you start to make sense out of things that don't make sense. It's obvious.
I think there's a lot of recruiters out there that live in the world of never really saying anything specific, and they don't end up actually having anybody show up to work and make a placement and send an invoice.
Right.
Maybe that's, I mean, if he was kicking ass in recruiting, he wouldn't be screwing around thinking that what we do is only worth $50. Sometimes this job, you'll pull your hair out. It's worth well more than $50.
That's
especially when 30 grand walks
out
the door.
Argument. People wouldn't be paying it if it wasn't worth it, and it wouldn't be going on and on and on. I mean, maybe he's right. We're all dinosaurs, and it's all over. The end is nigh. I just don't see it personally. History suggests otherwise.
There's
Monster,
a lot of professions though that are like that.
LinkedIn. I mean, all that stuff's come out since the days of the phone, and guys with Rolodexes, and somehow people are still here, still recruiting, still getting fees.
Dude, I wish I had a Rolodex of about 1,000 people that have hired from me. I mean, that's worth more than any of this stuff. And again, it all gets over towards the identified candidate stuff. That's not our hard part of the job. Our hard thing is customers. Even though Casey went belly up and had to perm out down there in New Orleans. I mean, I understand. Any port in the storm. How is it down there?
It's there hasn't been a whole lot of rain, which has been nice.
Yeah.
It's warm. I didn't know I'm gonna slip and fall on an icy pond. It's been nice. I'm on track for like 55 hires. So I think about things like that, and I'm like, and that sort of turns my stomach. But yeah.
Well,
anyway,
so that's about $775 worth.
Yeah.
No, 7,000.
Yeah.
7,000.
I could eat.
That's
for
a lot of money.
A month. Yeah, I know.
That's a lot
crazy.
of money.
I think his business model, or at least the concepts that he laid out, would work really well in Cuba.
A burgeoning economy.
$50 goes a long way.
See, here's again what the problem is with all of those things is setting out to make this tool that's going to solve these problems by relying on this lazy-ass community.
Well, here's the thing.
To get out there and recruit all of their buddies. Not everybody's a recruiter. 1 in 500 people would even give a shit about making $50. They're not going to sit there and pound the pavement, scratching their brain to think, man, who was that DBA that I met at that guy's party? Sequel, DBA guy.
No, I don't think that's what he's suggesting.
I was really drunk.
I think it's about the crowdsourcing element. But the thing is, he referenced Steve Levy. I'll do the same. It's tools don't recruit, people do. And that's what we're getting paid for. The network, the knowledge, understanding the industry, dealing with people, the issues, all that crap. And that's worth a lot more than $50. Yeah, but we don't have to focus on the $50 element. It's just that tool is not going to take the years of experience that you have, Jerry, and suddenly obviate it.
I'd like to use a tool like that.
Yeah, well, if there was a button that just made placements for you, everyone would love that.
I'd be pounding that thing all day.
Right button, like the Jetsons. Oh.
Yeah. Well, let's give this show a score then. The first score of the year. Good guy, but as far as what did we learn from this whole show, I'm going to give it a 71.
Oh wow! That said, like both sides. Are we doing that now?
Yeah. The whole
that
thing.
That was high, man.
With it might be. With Twitter, I only have room for so much info.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried
I'm going to go ahead and give it a 59%. 59%. With more. I mean, if there would have just been an argument other than, hey, everybody wants to do good and people should volunteer their internal networks for $50. If there had been an argument other than that, I could see that have gone.
I mean, how long until you've cashed out your piddly little network? Because it's only us recruiters have the 500 and 800 or 10,000 connections on LinkedIn and followers, all that stuff. Everybody else only has a couple dozen people. I mean, let's face it. And once you've referred them for the same job 3 times trying to get $50, they're going to say, hey, dude, would you stop that? I'm not looking for a new job, man. I told you that. Well, I get $50. I mean, that's about how long that lasts, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Alejandro, did you have a score, or did you have to give that? You sound a lot like Casey.
I didn't. Okay.
You guys could be brothers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brothers from another mother. His mother and my mother were both mothers. That's our relation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's true.
Similarity.
I'll go with 55.
Oh, my goodness. So you're thinking that my score was a bit high then?
Yeah. I think that he, the point's already been made. It's indefensible statements that were being made. And, it's great to have the idea that, hey, I've got a tool and we're going to use it. But to run out and say that now we're going to put everybody out of business with this, that's a bit bold in my opinion.
Quite. A majority of indefensible statements, in my opinion.
Yeah. I would say almost an exclusive amount of indefensible statements.
Man, I am busy kicking this year off. Jeez. It's crazy.
Go ahead.
It has been. Everybody's getting new
C-sharp
jobs too.
developers, C++ developers. Anybody have a Bond developer that wants to work in Minneapolis or Detroit?
Wow,
Sorry to bring
those
up
locales are
Bond.
great. Starting to make New Orleans sound good.
Who is that on the phone there?
The lady?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it sounded like it might have been Maureen.
Maureen, yeah.
I think it was Maureen whispering again.
Yeah. All right, have I got everybody's score? Because I need to get back to recruiting for the Government Defense Agency. Who shall remain?
Enjoy your audit.
I got a score. I just for the entertainment value, and I think this is kind of like a nice. It was a good guess because it kind of tells you exactly, kind of like a recap of all the crap that you shouldn't be listening to. But for the entertainment value alone, I'll say 55.
Mm-hmm. This poor kid might lose his job over this. You guys prepared for that?
Then I'll bump him up to a 71.
If he loses his job over a rating on the animal, I don't think so. But
I'm sorry, but I've got to say,
some of the things that he said.
If he was my chief revenue officer,
yeah,
and people were listening to that, and his name, he was associated with the name of my product, SPRINGROLE.
Oof.
And after the fact, I'm left wondering, what? I doubt I'd keep him on board. Chief Revenue Officer. That guy should know the product in and out, what problems it solves, all kinds of stuff.
Does that mean that he's more like the chief hallucinogen officer?
Well,
they'll be out of business
within the year. Was he prepared and aware of, what the show was going to be like, that he was going to get challenged like this?
Yeah, dude, we were going at it all week.
Yeah, man, he's been telling us we're out of business. All kinds of stuff on Facebook.
All right, cool.
Great. I think he reminded me of the guy that said that Animal has the recording of the guy saying that LinkedIn is like a thing of the past, and I was thinking the exact same thing with what he was saying.
I remember. Who was that guy?
I think I don't remember.
Some hotshot dude.
Oh,
I just don't think people in their 50s that have experience are going to
for
say
LinkedIn.
There you go.
The first issue, I divided your article up into issues, okay?
Okay.
The first issue is numbers.
What's going on?
What was that?
What do we got?
I don't know.
I got to get out of here before this whole thing blows up. I've got 30 different positions customers think that I'm working on right now. All right, guys, enjoy the week, man. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Good luck this year, guys.
Bye. Later.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone.
I'm sorry. I'm not much of a singer. My baby takes the morning train. He works from 9 to 5, and then he takes another home again to find me. Pretty dang good, that! Oh!